What if I told you that lessons from more than 2,000 years ago can help you solve almost any problem a man has? Welcome back to our channel. Today we're not just talking about theory, we're also going to reveal secrets that will change your life. Today on the journey, we're going to talk about 10 quiet lessons that many guys learn way too late. These lessons aren't just abstract ideas. They're real-world tools that can help you deal with life's hardest problems, like controlling your feelings, adapting to change, realizing what success really means, and finding inner peace. Please stay with us until the end. Each lesson we're about to teach is important, but the last one might be the most surprising and life-changing of all. There is a lesson that could change the way you see everything that many of us forget. You've come to the right place if you want solutions, growth, or even a new way to look at life. Let's start. Lesson 1. Learn to accept the things you can't change. Let us take a quick trip back in time to the busy streets of ancient Rome, where Stoicism was very popular. Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, knew that worrying about things that you can't change was pointless. While they told us that we can't change the weather, stop time, or stop other people from doing things, we can control how we respond, think, and make choices. This lesson is still very important today, even though we live in a very connected world with lots of knowledge and shoulds. It's not just smart to know what you can and can't control, it's a survival skill. How can we use this old knowledge in our current lives? It all starts with a simple but deep change in how you see things. Ask yourself, is this within my control when you're in a tough spot? If it isn't, picture putting it in a rocket and letting it float away into the sky. This thought exercise isn't about giving up, it's about making good use of your energy. Instead of trying to stop the rain from falling, you choose to water your yard plants. I remember getting stuck in traffic in the middle of an important meeting and feeling stressed and angry. I realized at that moment that I could not change the traffic, but I could change how I looked at it. After taking a deep breath, I put on some relaxing music and got ready in my mind for the meeting. As a result, I got there cool and in control, which turned what could have been a stressful situation into a peaceful moment. The importance of viewpoint in Lesson 2. It is not the events themselves that bother us, but how we think about them that we learn from Stoicism. Imagine two men who are stuck in the rain. One of them is mad at the rain, and the other likes the sound of the drops hitting the ground. Different views on the same event. Philosophers who are Stoic, like Epictetus, stress that we can choose how we see things. What counts is not what happens to you, but how you handle it. He told her, this wisdom will last forever. In today's world of unexpected problems and quick changes, being able to change our point of view is not only useful, it's necessary for staying mentally stable and strong. How can we use this power in our everyday lives? It starts with a deliberate pause. If you're having a hard time, stop and ask yourself, is there another way to look at this? We can look for a more powerful point of view, just like a camera does to get the best shot. Rather than seeing losing a job as a failure, they might see it as a chance to follow an interest or learn new skills. This change in point of view can turn problems into opportunities. Living in the present is the third lesson. Stoicism tells us to stay in the present moment. The present moment is where life takes place. Happiness and peace can be found. It's something that many people only learn after they've missed so much of life by not being fully present. Stoics from the past, like Marcus Aurelius, knew that time was short. They knew that focusing on the past or worrying about the future was like trying to grab water. It doesn't work, and you end up with nothing. Aurelius said, do not waste the remaining part of your life in thoughts about others. Be content with the present. His words are more important than ever in our fast-paced world, where our minds are often elsewhere and not here and now. How can this be used in our everyday lives? The first step is to practice awareness, which means focusing on the present moment without judging or getting distracted. It could be something as easy as enjoying your morning coffee, giving a talk your full attention, or just letting your skin feel the sun. Being present lets us see and experience life as it really is, in all its fullness and beauty. Lesson 4. Be honest and control yourself. Stoicism tells us to be better than the things and people around us, even though the world is full of challenges and easy ways out. This skill isn't about limiting yourself. It's about freeing yourself. It's about controlling ourselves and making sure our behaviors are in line with our deepest ideals. Life was hard for the Stoics, but they were used to it. They knew that developing good qualities inside was the key to lasting happiness, not getting praise or things from other people. Stoic philosopher Epictetus said that we can find freedom and peace not by giving in to our wants, but by managing them. These lessons are more important than ever in a time when distractions are easy to find and there are many moral murky areas. It is very important to be self-disciplined and honest. So, how can we make these good traits a part of our everyday lives? It starts with small, constant actions, like getting up early to go for a run even though the bed is too cozy, choosing a healthy meal over a tasty, unhealthy one, and making choices that are in line with your values, even when they're not the easiest or most popular ones. Over time, these times of honesty and discipline add up to a strong, honorable, and satisfying life. Self-discipline and honesty mean more than just picturing the person you want to be. They also mean taking steps every day to become that person. Embracing change is the fifth lesson. Most people are afraid of or unwilling to accept change, but Stoicism encourages us to see it as a chance to grow and improve. We can learn from this old philosophy that change is not only necessary, but it also makes room for new possibilities. Socrates, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca were all used to the constant flow of change. They saw that the seasons always changed, and that countries rose and fell, and they realized that change is how the world shows how dynamic it is. In his Meditations, Aurelius thought about how our ways of seeing and responding to change shape our lives. Socrates doesn't just tell us to accept change, it tells us to welcome it like an old friend, because we know that change brings new growth. To actually do this, we need to see every change in our lives, no matter how big or small, as a chance to learn more about ourselves and grow. Finding the good in bad situations is what it's all about. Lost your job? It's a chance to go after a job that you're really interested in. Broken up with someone? It gives you a chance to find your own skills and goals. When we accept change, we match ourselves with the natural flow of life. This makes us strong and flexible. Lesson 6. Why material things are pointless. Stoicism is a pleasant alternative to a world that often thinks of success in terms of money and power. It shows us that real, long-lasting happiness doesn't come from getting more things or praise, but from developing inner wealth. Many people learn this lesson much too late in life, after years of relentlessly pursuing financial gains. They then find themselves in the middle of plenty, but their sense of nothingness won't go away. Stoic philosophers, like Seneca and Epictetus, knew that material wealth is temporary. They saw how people can make and lose a lot of money, and how even the nicest things in the world can't protect you from life's trials and uncertainty. As someone who had both wealth and exile, Seneca wisely observed that real wealth is not having many things, but having few wants. These days, when ads and social pressures tell us to have more and be more, this Stoic concept of being happy with less and being self-sufficient is more important than ever. How can we use what we've learned today? First, the focus shifts from getting things from outside sources to improving things inside the company. It's about finding happiness in small things, valuing experiences over things, and not judging success by what we own, but by how well we treat others and how well our relationships are. It means realizing that things can give you short-term pleasure, but that true happiness comes from having inner peace, a sense of purpose, and connections with other people. Lesson 7. Dealing with your feelings. Stoicism doesn't encourage people to show their feelings, despite what most people think. Instead, it teaches us how to understand and deal with them well. A lot of people learn this important lesson too late. To master our feelings, we don't have to push them away. Instead, we have to recognize them, understand them, and use them in healthy ways. The Stoics had a deep knowledge of human nature, so they knew that feelings are a normal part of life. However, they also knew how bad it is when emotions get out of hand. Philosophers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius said that people shouldn't let their feelings move them, but should instead stand strong and understand how feelings work and what they mean. This calm way of dealing with feelings is not only smart, but also important in today's busy and often stressful world. It teaches us how to handle the ups and downs of life with calm and understanding. In what ways can we use this in our daily lives? Being self-aware is the first step. Name your feelings and know what makes them happen. Being aware of them is the first thing that can be done to control them. Before you respond, take a moment to think about what you want to say that fits with your values and goals. Techniques like deep breathing, writing in a book, or even having honest talks can help us deal with and understand our feelings. The value of taking responsibility for oneself is covered in Lesson 8. Stoicism tells us that even though we can't always change what happens in our lives, we are always responsible for what we do and how it turns out. This lesson, which most people learn much later in life, brings up a truth that many people wish they had understood sooner. Taking responsibility for our decisions is the key to living an honest and honest life. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became a famous philosopher, said that the most powerful thing we have is the choice to choose how to act and think, no matter what is going on around us. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius agreed with this and said that our character is made up of the choices we make. In today's world, where passing blame and blaming others is common, taking responsibility for your actions is not only a strong virtue, but also a sign of strength and self-empowerment. In real life, taking personal responsibility means realizing that we are responsible for both our wins and mistakes. We should be brave enough to face the results of our deeds and learn from them. Taking responsibility gives us the power to make changes and grow, whether it's in our jobs, our relationships, or our personal goals. Being aware that we hold the key to our future is what it means. Value of information and understanding. Lesson 9. From Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, the great Stoic thinkers loved to learn and were very good at observing life. They thought that knowledge was the best quality and that it could help us find our way through life's rough waters. In his Meditations, Aurelius always tried to figure out the world and his place in it. He saw knowledge as a way to improve himself and help others. These days, there is a lot of information, but not much real understanding. This is why the Stoic focus on wise knowledge and self-reflective learning is more important than ever. By applying this lesson to our daily lives, we can develop an interest and a desire to learn. It has to do with enjoying the thrill of finding new ideas, thinking about the things we've done, and trying to understand things better. Every moment can be used to learn, whether it's through books, nature, art, or talks. Being wise isn't just about learning new things. It's also about using what you learn to make yourself a better person. The power of forgiveness. Lesson 10. Stoicism tells us that hanging on to anger and grudges is like carrying a heavy load. It gets in the way of our path to peace and happiness. A lot of people find out too late in life that forgiving someone is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of great strength and a way to find peace within yourself. It was clear to the Stoics that anger and bitterness were bad for your soul. Epictetus and other philosophers said that we should let go of our anger, not for the sake of other people, but for our own health. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best way to get back at someone who hurt you is to be unlike them." Today, people can hold grudges for a long time, and forgiving someone is often seen as giving up. Forgiving someone is a sign of mature self-interest and mental growth. To forgive others in our daily lives, we have to admit that everyone, including ourselves, is human and can make mistakes. Knowing that forgiving someone sets us free from anger and lets us move on with our lives is what it means to forgive. Forgiving a friend who hurt us, a co-worker who made a mistake, or even ourselves for our own mistakes, makes us stronger as people and makes it easier for us to understand and care about others. Stoicism gives us timeless knowledge that can help us deal with the problems we face in life. If you follow these 10 rules, your life will be more healthy and full. What other calm ideas do you think are important? Leave your answer in the box below. If you learned something from this video, please like, share and subscribe to get more like it. Stay strong and keep growing until next time.